Hey guys, if your person is a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising sign, this is going to be your reading. Now, if you've not been following my videos, you may not have known that I moved back home to Tobago. I'm usually in Trinidad, but with the escalating tensions between the US and Venezuela, I didn't want something to happen and I be cut off from my family. So I'm back home. Now, sometimes you'll see me post videos from Trinidad. It's because I probably have a doctor's appointment, because my ophthalmologist is there, or I have some kind of conference. Otherwise, I'm going to be here for a little while until I see a definite direction with what's happening. Okay, so your person, um, they're gener- they're generally, their energy generally is, well, underneath the deck is body as a house. And when we get this body as a house card, um, we want recognize that the body is our temple and we have to take care of it. So when people have body as a house card, it's because they're really looking after their health. Maybe that's why I mentioned my ophthalmologist. They're really looking after their health, especially their physical health. Okay, but because we have all this energy coming down from the ethers and coming out of this person's hand, it also tells me that there's a growing awareness within this person of them being a spiritual being and having a lot of spiritual power that's untapped. Because I see the connection with the ethers and the 3D, um, it also tells me that this person is getting coming into the recognition that everything is interconnected, right? As above, so below. As within me is probably within you, right? We're all interconnected, and whatever we see, especially what we see play out on the world stage, most likely it's something that's playing out within us also. So there are lessons to be learned from everything that is happening around us, and including the different wars and strifes that we're seeing. It's about, people losing respect, tolerance, and love for each other. And that's because maybe we lost respect, love, and tolerance for ourselves. Okay? All right, so let me get into this reading. So there are lessons all around us. All right. Everything you need and too soon. Now, everything you need and too soon is about spirit just showing you grace, giving you blessings that you didn't even know you needed, and maybe so much all at once that you can't even manage it. But when we get this card too, it's also us realizing that what we were searching for was all around us all the time. And now that we are attuned to it, we're finding it everywhere. So, if your person was searching for love, they always had it all around them. And now that they're tuned to the vibration of love, right? They're seeing that they're blessed beyond measure. So this is someone who is in the energy of gratitude. And once you're in the energy of gratitude, spirit is going to find more things for you to be grateful for. Right? So, this is a big paradigm shift for a person where they're moving from that spirit of lack and moving into that spirit of abundance, and so much abundance they don't even know what to do with it. But the natural next step will be to share, right? To redistribute, right? That's the natural flow of things, right? When we get the excess, it's meant to be shared. And in this world right now, there's people who need that excess, whether it's an excess of love, an excess of money, whatever it is. There's always people that need it, right? And sometimes we are blessed because we are entrusted with it to be so that it can be redistributed. Or will become stagnant and a little toxic when there's clogs in that redistribution system where we're hoarding, right? And we're only thinking about ourselves. All right. The energy towards you is ghost lands. So maybe you ghosted them, or they're not feeling your energy, or there's no contact at this time. It feels like you disappeared like Casper, and they're wondering where you at, girl. All right. So your person's energy towards you right now. And this energy can also be the energy of haunted, haunted by the past, haunted by you. Maybe they're seeing reminders of you everywhere. Wide open. Their energy towards you is wide open. So if they were fighting against this love, defensive, running, running away from this love, this is not what they're doing right now. We see them here in the energy of wide open, which is absolutely receptive, right? And they're receptive to it in the 5D, and they're standing on firm ground here. They're receptive to it in the 3D, and they want to ground it into the 3D, right? Upon this rock, they want to build this foundation for your relationship. The other energy that I'm seeing there is the energy of the fool. You know, the fool, he stands on the edge of the cliff and he takes a leap. He doesn't look, whether he's foolish or what, I don't know. He doesn't look, but he trusts that when he does leap, and we're not talking about leaping in 3D, okay? Don't do that. When he does leap, that spirit is going to catch him. Spirit is going to catch him, and that's what a person wants to do right now. They want to take a chance. They want to do a YOLO, right? They want to do a YOLO and take a chance on this love, take a chance on you. They're wide open to it. They're wide open to it. I'm going to pull a couple cards just on it, but I think we have it there. 1 second. Should have pulled up my clarification deck. Sorry about that, guys. This is the Tower of the New Vision, and it's up because your person is looking at the world and everything in it in a different way, right? This is the higher perspective that the Hangman offers us. All right, so let's pull some cards here. And we have here 5 of Pentacles. So that explains the Ghostland card that we got, right? They're feeling abandoned and alone. But you know what? Maybe they need to feel like that so that they can get a high perspective. You see, when you're at rock bottom, you can only look up. You can only look up. Everything you need and too soon. Spirit, what is that about? We have the 6 of Cups. Yeah, recognizing that love has always been around there, especially when it comes to their soulmate relationships. Okay? And let's see, wide open, their energy to what? Yeah. Because they recognize it. This is what they've always been searching for. This 10 of Cups, the thing that they were running from. The thing that they were running from is also the thing that they were running towards. So subconsciously they're searching for love, but they always had it. Basically, you are the 10 of Cups, right? This is the realization that they're finally coming into. You are the 10 of Cups. You are what they've always been searching for. The thing that they were running from is the thing that they needed. So today, what do they want to talk to you about? And I'm going to be using the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. What do they want to talk to you about right now? We have decisions. Okay, so they've gotten to this point, and we saw them on the edge of that cliff. And you know, it's about either take a risk or stay where they are. Stay in a comfort zone or take a chance on what Spirit is telling them to take a chance on. Right? So they have decisions to make. And these decisions revolve around you and this connection. Oh my goodness. What do they want to talk about? Apparently a lot. Escape. Okay. So wherever they are, they feel like they're restricted, they're imprisoned, and maybe some of them could be in prison. Hopefully they're not planning a jailbreak, right? Right, but they're thinking about, you know, moving on from wherever they're at, where they feel like they're limited, and rising up into that place of elevation. And it's a card number 12, which is the Hangman. And we said the hangman will make you do that. It will make you look at your world differently. And they're indecisive, okay? And they want to let you know that this is not an easy decision for them to make, and we're going to find out why. If it is that your relationship is everything that they've ever wanted, this is the 10 of Cups. Why is this such a difficult decision for them to make? Let's find out. So they want to talk about, they want to escape, but they're indecisive. Why? We have the Hermit. I think they're afraid of being alone. I feel like they're afraid that they will take a chance on you, and either it won't work out or they will disappoint you in some sort of way. Okay? All right, so that's what I'm getting with that Hermit card. What else? Yeah, Five of Cups. This person thinks that they will fuck up. They do, they do. They don't have the confidence in themselves that they have it within them to sustain a relationship. The other message that I'm getting with this card as well is that in order to come towards you, there's some cups that they have to leave behind, right? There are three cups. So there are three cups, maybe a third party and all, that they may have to leave behind. And even though they know that it's the best decision for them to make, and even though they know that where they're at right now might be toxic and might be unsustainable, it's something, and I said someone, it's something that they're familiar with. It's something that's a guarantee, right? And now to take a chance and to move into the unknown, this is making them think twice. And sometimes, even though change might be good for us, and we know it's good for us, it's still difficult because we have to grieve our old life, and the people we have to leave behind. Okay? What I want to say, we have Four of Swords. So they're really meditating upon this decision. It's not a decision that they are taking lightly because it looks like a lot of lives hang in the balance. And that could be in a literal way. So it's not something that they're going to be impulsive about. It's something that they're definitely thinking about, and spending a lot of quiet time thinking about. And it's a decision that they want to make alone. I don't think there's a decision that they're consulting anybody about. And if they are consulting maybe one or two people, right, they want this to be their decision, which is another shift from your person because maybe they've always had to get people's cosign, but not this. They're realizing no, they are the ones that's going to be dealing with the consequences of their actions, and they want this to be their decision, theirs, right? But they do want this renewal. They do want to start afresh in this relationship. Okay, I think it's their fears and very real concerns, and different things that they might have to put in place in order for them to make this move towards you. All right, so that's what they say. Let's see what their higher self wants to tell us. Is this person bullshitting you, or is this the truth? We're about to find out. Higher self of this person. What do you think about what this person just said? We have compensation. And this compensation card is someone wondering, is this move going to be worth it? If I make this move, is it going to be worth it, or am I going to fall flat on my face? What is the higher self? What's the higher self's response to everything that your person has said? We have homecoming. So this is the higher self basically co-signing what your person is saying. Your person wants to come home, and look at them hand in hand with you, moving towards the light. So this is not any kind of thing, pretext that they're making up to mess with your mind. This is what this person wants to do. They want to come home to you. And they're being offered the opportunity by Spirit to come home. But there's a but. Let's see why. Right. They're going to have to fight. Fight for their right to party. Not to party, but fight for their right to love. It looks like when they make this decision, they're going to be attacked from all sides. And they're going to be called to justify and defend your love and the decisions that they are about to make. So they might be resting for the fight right there, right? Because they're going to have to speak some truth to the people in their life. And it's going to be some hard truths that some people may not appreciate. And there's going to be words exchanged. Okay? but they definitely want to come towards you. Look at the Queen of Wands here. I also get the feeling here as well that your relationship might be hidden. This is all happening behind the throne here, right? Your relationship might be hidden, so it might be some sort of coming out, right? I mean, coming out in all regard, in all every respect. So there's also that as well, and maybe it's a coming out for them, but they want to make this move. So this is their higher self co-signing what they've said. So your person is not, they're not talking any BS. This is how they feel in their heart. Now, based on what we're seeing right now, what can we expect will be this person's next actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading. We have the moon in reverse. Maybe they don't even know. Oh my goodness. Two of Swords in reverse. But Two of Swords in reverse goes to the Ace of Swords. So it's the end of mental conflict and clarity and truth. And so therefore, if this is next to this card, this is the end of the illusion. End of fear. Eight of Pentacles, putting in the work. And we have the Three of Cups. Okay. Expect to hear from this person. Within a month, they're going to make a decision as to what direction they're going to head. They're going to be heading in, and it looks like it's going to be heading into your direction. Now, it could be that they come in hot and heavy with some sort of very flirtatious, maybe even very sexual, Scorpio after all, kind of sexual energy. Okay, Spirit saying, take it slow. Take your time. Take your time. Don't jump into that just yet, because this person still has a lot of loose ends that they need to wrap up, and you don't want to be their rebound person or their escape or their drug of choice, right? You want someone who is whole within themselves and have resolved whatever baggage that they have. Okay, so Spirit saying, take it slow. And that's going to ensure that you guys build a solid foundation for the future. What's the message from your guides right now, where your higher self wants to come through? And your higher self is asking you to put this relationship under a microscope. Examine everything that you hear, everything that you observe in your person, because it feels like there's some conflict in their life. When they come through, there's still going to be some conflict in their life that's going to be unresolved, and you don't want to be dragged like a tractor beam into that. We have your spirit teachers coming through, and their message is boredom. And when I see that card, Spirit saying, you know what? Don't let boredom drive you to make decisions that you may not have normally made, or force you to give your heart easily, or to let down your guard easily just because this person is returning. Spirit is asking you to use your discernment, right? Have your head on, as we would say. Have your head on, okay? And make practical decisions at this time, because this person, they're going to come in hot and heavy, but there's going to be a lot of unresolved things in their life. And don't let boredom or need or longing or yearning give this person access where they shouldn't have access at this time. Okay? All right, let's see. It's a card number 4. And that is the Empress energy. So taking charge of your life. Okay? So this person is going to come in hot and heavy. But Spirit saying, take your time. All right, it says, life is relatively stable and calm now. And yes, you've achieved a certain degree of predictability and comfort on a day-to-day basis. However, something is lacking in the way of fulfillment. Your spirit teachers gather in response to this emptiness. They gently remind you that there's more to life than you're currently expressing, and are calling on you to remember your soul commitments of purpose and contribution to your fellow human beings. And this is what we talked about, distributing wealth, whether that wealth is energy, whether that wealth is money, or whatever other form of abundance, right? So Spirit is saying, instead of jumping into something with this person who clearly has a lot to sort out, Spirit is reminding you of your purpose, why you came here, right? Because we all have a mission, a purpose, something that we are bringing into the 3D reality to alleviate the condition of mankind. So Spirit is saying instead of using this relationship as an out or a distraction, this is a time, especially now, to get into something meaningful that will help a lot of people around you, and or even people unseen, people in foreign countries, wherever, right? It says they confirm what you already know in your heart. Focusing on your interests alone will not fill your void. So this is a call for you to expand your attention, your love beyond yourself to other people around you, which is a message that came through in our last sacred site activation. You can watch that live. That was last week. Trust these beautiful guides as they lovingly urge you to open your heart and share your time and gifts with others. They wisely counsel you that the restlessness, emptiness and boredom you feel isn't the result of something missing from your life or something you've yet to attain, but rather is a reaction to unexpressed talent. Remember we talked about clogs in the wheel of distribution, right? Unexpressed talent, creativity, and love in your heart. Things your soul longs to give. Your spirit teachers invite you to take advantage of your present peace and certainty and use your good fortune to involve yourself with those who are still struggling. For example, take a friend to lunch, help an elderly neighbor, volunteer at a literacy support organization, or spend more time with lonely relatives. Your spirit teacher's message today is give more and your emptiness will subside. So you might be full in terms of physical abundance, but you might be feeling unfulfilled. Spirit is saying it's not just because of a relationship, it is because there's a clog in your distribution wheel, right? So you've received, but the giving back, there's a little issue there. So, and you're blocking the flow of abundance. Because once we don't redistribute, it's just a clog, right? So the flow of abundance is that when we receive, we give. Then we receive more, we give more, right? So we always do that. Once we are safe, we are stable, we give more. All right? My love, so that was your reading. Please, can I ask you guys to subscribe to this channel, right? As an energy exchange. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's also a beautiful energy exchange. And take care of yourself. Be safe. Bye.